Hello, my anime people. How are you doing? What is good? I am so confused and ecstatic at the same time because for some reason, me seeing somebody at the end of The Promised Neverland that kind of has a chip on her shoulder and kind of is in a bad spot, only in the situation of being manipulated, not manipulated so much as like just unneeded, unwanted, and completely talked down on. And that's the sister who very got verbally assaulted, like what, 2 episodes, or was it last week? Was it so quick that it happened last week that it just like it felt like a big impact to me for some reason. But with the sister really wanting to be the mother and pretty much just outright saying, um, she could probably do this. She wants to portray the mom. She wants to, do anything in her power to practically make it so she can't, um, be in the state that she's in. And if you don't know why I'm using the predator right now, you got to think with your brain, me. Think with your brain, me. What does the predator do, my guys? But overall, the mother is pretty smart when it comes down to the overall narrative of what these kids could possibly be doing. What if Ray ever possibly started to betray you or feed you false information? How much how much credence was she putting into what Ray was saying from start to finish? You know what I mean? Like, we don't have a very clear understanding that Mother takes word by word from Ray. Maybe she chooses to follow that ruling because another person who is very much close into this situation with her now of having power, having the ability to ask for things that, no other kid either knows about or even can imagine they can do. He's a problem, and it's funny to me that Ray almost thinks that he still has this upper hand, but at the same time, Ray is playing the card of he has the upper hand. I feel like he knows better than anybody that his time is coming closely, and he's probably got to be even almost the most afraid out of everybody as well, because he's the one who noticed or knows about the harvesting way further back than anyone else. And to think that he hasn't put in any attention to, you know, escaping or maybe leaving some trails that would make it seem like he was escaping. I mean, Ray is pretty diabolical in my opinion, and I wouldn't be surprised if he pinned the rap on something he was trying to set up and failed, and then pinned it on someone else. He just seems like that type of guy. But at the same time, he's been very faithful for now to Norman and Emma, which at the same time he's been very unfaithful to Emma because he's pretty much been telling her as much lies as possible when it comes down to how he actually feels about running everybody around. So I'm just waiting for the instance of when we know everybody is actually going to go for it. Everybody is going to do something or another. So I really want to know what people's opinion on are just those three characters. How do you feel about Ray, Emma, and Norman at this point in time? Because as of right now, I am so scared for these kids, and I love them. But to get into the further in the episode with Don and his glasses buddy, they go so deep into the mother's room that they find exactly what they needed to find. Um, they find even evidence that Emma was kind of giving them half the truth. I mean, Emma was telling them the truth that there's something going on outside of this, and that's why they're preparing everybody to try to get away from it. But at the same time, she also said that there may be a possibility that she could save, everybody that's already been taken away, everybody that's already gone. but clearly with the bunny being there and all of these things about trying to find a way to get that stuff back. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna die. Get that stuff back and to actually help the other kids that are gone. It seemed like a fairy tale dream that Emma had told to them now, and it was true that she didn't believe in them. So because she didn't believe in them, she put them in a position where they really, really could have been in a bad spot and end up, getting uh, caught up doing what they did this week, pretty much finding the secret door last week, Phil sneaking in, playing hide and seek, and that was a very, very good cliffhanger. But not to mention, we get to then see how good Don is with his hands. This man bumped into the mom one time and completely stole the key. Somehow knew exactly where it was. Maybe it was just hanging on her hip or something, like easily visible or something along those lines. So uh, I'm not sure. I don't think we've ever paid attention. I don't think the show's ever shown us at angles of the mom where it's like paying so much detail to what she's actually uh, having on her body and wearing all together. Um, which, if it is, that's crazy that I completely missed it because it's a pretty obviously big key in my opinion. Um, but yeah, they get the key, and that's how they find all of the different missing toys and missing people that are missing uh, items that are belonging to the missing people that should have been sent out with them because that's how they left. The girl with the bunny straight left with the bunny, so it's like with all of this, they can easily put two and two together. And Don loses it, punching Norman and Ray in the face, which I thought this man just pretty much proved that he's the scrapper of the group. Like if there's gonna be some monsters or if there's gonna be somebody trying to fight, he's gonna be probably the first one to start throwing them hands if he only got a weapon. So let's hope Don is our our fighter and doesn't get bodied, because for some reason I kind of hated him this week. I don't know why. Um, Maybe if I get some better times with him, if he is a mainstay character. But I hated him, guys. I truly hated him. He's like, I'm weak and helpless and ignorant. And I'm like, yes. Like, I'm just reading it out before he's even saying it. I'm like, yes, this is you. You are stupid. But that's wrong. I shouldn't judge him right now. He's a kid. And clearly, I guess they're under the age of 12 because I think that is when I think Ray might be the same age as them. I don't know. We'll see. Because that type of stuff slips my mind when there's demons harvesting, which we got to talk about the library scene. But yeah, with the whole entire details into just how we are seeing a lot of people fall in line, it gives me this weird notion that if anybody's going to be able to figure out most of this stuff, it has to be Ray because of how long he's kind of been dealing with this whole situation, and not to mention that he seemingly knows a bit of what the tracking device should be like. So it's hard to say that we're going to just get this easy, run out, escape from the farm thing. But if it's crazy to me to think that Mother is, not catching any of this. That's the funny thing to me, is that you guys got to think. Do you really think she is not finding out these things? If the sister can figure it out, what makes you think the mother who found out the sister isn't already on this? That's where my mind goes, and it always freaks me out because she never shows herself, and then when she does, her present is known, and it's so good. But to talk about the library, probably my favorite part and one of the better surprises in this week, knowing that we are probably going to get more of this Morse code or have more of a scavenger hunt towards what it could be possibly meaning. Um, I like that. I like that a lot. Or the fact that there's people out there that may have gotten away somehow, or maybe feel guilty about, like for AKA, let's say the mother of a very, very long time ago let someone get out, let someone get away. And the one thing he really wanted to do was help anybody else that he abandoned practically, kind of like a Ray situation. And this man, his name William. um, we really don't know if that is the case. This could be a trap for all we know. Like if a kid figured it out, Philip, the same one that was playing hide and seek in Mom's room, he figured out that there was some owl at the back of some children book or something, or in the beginning of a children's book, and he's like, what's this, Emma? What it do?" And then Emma's like, "I don't know, bruh." Then all of a sudden she started reading more and more books, looking at more and more books, and kept finding that same owl. And come to find out, when parts of the circles were missing, that was the Morse code. So I honestly did not see that coming. I honestly loved that that's also a thing, that there's someone out there that might feel guilty, or is reaching out a hand, because the main thing they need to know is somewhere to go. Don't tell me what I'm dealing with. I can probably figure out what I'm dealing with. And if I'm reading that Morse code and someone's like Demon Harvest Farm, I'm like, that could be a pretty good dinner plate. I think he's trying to send us a recipe. I found another recipe. I just honestly think that there's a lot more to this. There's got to be more to this Morse code. Not to mention that I never noticed it, but ever since I saw this owl now, if you look at the end of this song, the owl pops up like 50 dozen times. And I never noticed it. It was just like a small detail that I kind of block out of my head when I watch these songs, and kind of can understand that they want to give us some information that I just might not want to know yet, So now that I know what those owls are for, and that my brain can actually register them, yeah, it feels a little bit better. But yeah, I chose Predator because he definitely has like a planet where he just puts out humans and puts out different types of tests for himself, or for themselves, I should say. The movie is called Predators, and they literally just throw out some humans that have like certain types of records and stuff like that, and depending on how good you are with whatever your record said you did the crimes with, or said you did your achievements with, aka like army people or a criminal, the predators would give you that weapon for you to fight in a forest, in a wilderness, pretty much. So this sounds not so much like the raising of kids and stuff, but in the newest Predators also, they were breeding with other species to see if they could pretty much find a strong mate to crossbreed with the Predators, and I think humans was one of them. And not to mention that humans have been one of the things that have taken out Predators. Have been taking out Predators time in and time again throughout the whole entire franchise. So it wouldn't be surprising that they would try this, and that one of the Predators would feel some type of way about Earth and would never want Earth to actually be hurt in any type of way. So that's kind of what I got from the newest one. But with all that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed Promised Neverland. I just can't believe how much is happening with the sister offering the help. Do you think it's going to be helpful, or do you think it's going to be just another trial that they're going to pass on and pretty much push themselves to winning this fight without any help from these two that practically have already shown their true colors to certain people? But in my opinion, I think the sister is definitely maybe a good choice to choose, because she's not all there in her head when it comes down to the situation she's in to become mother. And if anything, if you needed a true distraction, that sister would be it. You should tell, they're going to probably tell her things and lead her in a direction that's going to put her in a bad spot, and she's going to have to then react on the spot, and that might be their distraction instead of having Ray or Norman be the distraction. So I'm absolutely in, like, just the anticipation of waiting for this episodes are absolutely nuts. When I see that it's Thursday, I am up in a hurry, guys. Alright, I will talk to you guys on the next one. I'm dropping another video very soon, and then I'll drop one later tonight. So if you guys do not have that notification bell on, you should do so you get notified when your anime that you enjoy that I review, or if you just like my content in general. I appreciate you guys checking it out and supporting it in any way, shape, or form. So have that notification bell on and you'll be instantly notified. So with that, everybody, take care and peace.